Welcome into the Greater Texas Ford Dealers inaugural Female Athlete of the Month. From Big Spring to Amarillo, Burke Burnett to Midland, Carthage to Lamesa, Stanton to Mineola, and many points in between. We celebrate the remarkable achievements of female high school athletes based on performances on and off the field and courts. From Class 6A to private schools, it's the Greater Texas Ford Dealers Female Athlete of the Month. Joining me now, the incomparable Ava Wightman of Union Grove. She's our Class 2A winner of your Greater Texas Ford Dealers Female Athlete of the Month. Well, Ava, you do everything, and you do it all at a very high level. What did you think when you heard you were the best in Texas?
I was really shocked, but also so excited and so thankful that my coach nominated me and thankful for my teammates because without them, there'd be no way that I could get this award.
Well, I think about you, you play like a million sports and you do it at a very high level. It's pretty amazing. How do you go from sport to another sport with all the practices and all the time that it takes and then absolutely dominate? How do you pull that off?
I just take one sport at a time. Like in cross country, I would have practice at 6:15 every morning, and then I just focus on that, go to school, and then I would have volleyball practice after school, and right then I'd be focused on volleyball. And then the next morning, I'd do the same thing all over again.
Well, what a basketball season you've had. It's your finest season. There's no doubt about that. Averaging over 16 points a game, nearly 50% shooting, 6 steals. You are playoff bound. I know you put the extra work in this year, but what do you think's been the biggest difference for you to be such a team leader and be such a great player?
Honestly, having the extra practice and being more confident. In the past, I haven't always been as confident because I've been younger and I've always been a guard, and now I've had to switch positions and I've gained a lot of confidence in that. And I think that's definitely helped a lot is the confidence and extra practice.
How about that switch of positions? I know you grew like 6 inches while you were in high
Yes.
school, so you went from a guard to like a post player. What's that whole thing been like for you?
It was a big difference, a crazy difference. Well, I like even last year and towards the beginning of this year, I was still a point guard and I still kind of am, but one of our posts got injured and she was out, so I had to kind of fill in her spot and take over that position.
You know, it seems like quite an advantage for you because you're a tall girl at 5'9", probably 6'5" with hair. And you got hair, legs, and you're tall. Everything's coming at you. Nobody can keep up with you. But you're really a guard at heart. Do you feel like that's
Yes,
kind of an advantage for you having the tremendous size that you do?
I think so because since I have all my abilities as I did as a guard, as being able to drive the ball, it definitely helps. Since I'm in the post position, I can just go ahead and drive, and I'm even closer to the goal than I was.
Yeah, in volleyball, you think about it, you know, you were a setter, and then with that height, you become like an outside hitter. How much have
Yeah.
you enjoyed that? Because I've seen the pictures and the video of you. It's amazing how high you get in the air when you spike it.
Yes, I love being an outside hitter. Well, last I haven't played since my freshman year, and that's when I was super, super short. So obviously, I was not an outside hitter then. But I really do like being an outside hitter, and it's a lot of fun.
Well, in basketball, I know early on in your career, you know, you led by example, and now you're the team captain. How much have you enjoyed that role leading the girls to the playoffs?
I love it. I've in the past I've always been kind of a follower, but this year once I he picked me as one of our team captains, I knew that I had to step up, and especially since we have 2 freshmen and a sophomore, I knew I had to be a leader and show them what needs to be done and how to do it.
Well, you have led by example, and you've been a great team captain. And what a year you've had. You've been on 3 all-tournament teams in 3 different tournaments. You qualified for the playoffs. We talked about that. Coach Littlejohn, he says amazing things about you. What has he meant to you in your basketball career?
He's meant so much. He's been with me since little dribblers in first grade up until middle school, and I remember seeing him sitting off to the side, and if I'd score one goal and I'd look over and he'd be cheering for me, I'd be so excited. And he's just been a great mentor and coach all these years, and I'm really gonna miss him.
Well, you don't mind doing the dirty work. I mean, I've seen you take charges from girls that are like 300 pounds and you'll dive out there. And I mean, you're averaging 6 steals a game. How much do you enjoy those moments? Because I feel like they're such emotional roller coasters for the other team that you turn into your team's favor when you pull those off.
Yes, taking charges is it's a lot of fun, but it does hurt sometimes. It does hurt, but it really gives us a lot of momentum after it happens. So I love doing that. And same thing with steals. And then we can go back and get a fast break and go score the ball.
Now, there is such a pink theme to your school, and it has nothing to do with your school colors, and it has everything to do with you. Talk about how this whole pink revolution started and how it's become such a rage at your school.
So my freshman year and sophomore year, I ran cross country. And then I decided not to do it my junior year because I had like a hip problem my sophomore year and it caused me to not be able to run and district and regionals and stuff. So I decided I was going to take a break. And then my end of my junior year, Coach LJ came up to me and asked me if I would run cross country. And I was like, no, I don't know. I don't really know about that. And then finally I was like, well, I'll make a deal with you. If we can get pink basketball shoes, I will run cross country for you. And he said deal. So here we are.
And there you are. You run cross country and you happen to go to state. And the cross
Yes.
country team was very, very successful. You think about it, Coach LJ, I mean, he is absolutely genius in this, bringing out the pink and getting the best out of you and getting you to play all these multiple sports. How about
Yes,
that cross country experience going to state with the girls? How much did you enjoy that?
it was so much fun. I absolutely loved it. And I really wish I would have done it my junior year because I did miss it. I didn't realize how much I missed it until I was in the moment. And I got to run with some of my best friends and I'm I do really miss cross country too.
You really seem like a girl that loves to pull, prove people wrong. I think about your parents. You had a little bet with them and said, "Hey, if I win that meet, I want a dog." And that happened. And normally you're not
Yes.
winning all these, things,
No.
left and right. And suddenly when there was a dog on the line, you had that Olympic track speed. Tell us about your dog and how you pulled that off.
So there's someone on our team that, well, actually, there's a couple girls that would always get first and second on our team, and I've always been kind of third and fourth on our team, always getting like the top 20 in meets and never really even getting in the top 10 that much. And after one, I don't remember, I think I got like 25th or something in one meet, and I went up to my mom afterwards and I asked her, if I get first place at district, can I get a dog or a golden retriever? And she was like, well, yes, you haven't placed first ever, so I don't know. I don't care. You can have a dog. Like that's not gonna happen. And then district, I guess I was just so determined to get the dog. I just didn't even know I could run that fast.
Well, congratulations on getting Murphy. I thought you were going to call him gold or something, because you won gold with all that. So if you think about it, if you don't turn the school pink, you probably don't go to state and cross country. And then you also don't have an opportunity to run at state in multiple events. And in track and field, you've been so good with the relays, the 200 miles. It's really something special when you think about how you've been able to accomplish a lot, running, and how much has that track and field and cross country helped your other sports?
Cross country has definitely helped so much in basketball. That's actually the whole reason that I started running in seventh grade. I decided since our basketball coach was our cross country coach, he kind of encouraged the basketball players to just come out there and not even run the meets, but just come to practices. And that was my initial intent, was to just do the practices. And then he started having me run meets in junior high. And then eventually I just decided I was just going to keep doing it.
So you think about it, it took pink shoes to make you run cross country. It took a dog named Murphy to get you to get first place. And then you got talked into playing volleyball. And it's one of the
Yes.
best stories I think I've heard around the state. You changed your mind about playing volleyball because you heard that coaching legend Carol Lee Musick was coming out of retirement to coach at your school. She also coached your mom back at White Oak some 24 years ago. How cool is it to play for her, knowing that she also coached your mom?
Very cool and very exciting. And I'm so thankful that she decided to come out from my last year and coach.
And I think about your mom. Your mom was on a team that, went to state in 1999. They were silver medalists and all that. We got a picture here of her celebration, and you can see your celebration, and we see where you get it from, because nobody celebrates like your mom, right?
Yes, sir.
So what does coach say to you? You ever do anything wrong and she's like, "Oh yeah, I remember your mom doing that." How does that go?
There's been a couple of times where she said that, and then she'll just look at me sometimes and be like, "Oh my goodness, you look just like your mom, or you talk just like your mom."
How about coach? What's it like playing for an 800 game winner, and what have you learned from her?
I love Coach Music. I learned so much. She's so motivative, and she just wants the best for everyone and wants everyone to do great and just wants the best for the team.
All the coaches talk about how you are the true definition of what a student athlete is: dedication, loyalty, model kid, great in the classroom. Why is all that so important to you?
It's doing great in class is what comes first, because without that you wouldn't be doing sports. And so I've always just aimed to do great in school and make straight A's. And I've never been a part of the top 10%, but this year I got in the top 10%, and I'm very glad about that. So yeah.
It's very impressive, because I know you're taking very, very difficult courses. You're taking dual credit college courses, and you could have your nursing bachelor's degree by 2026. You will only be 19 years old at that time. My question to you: why nursing, and why are you putting on this huge load of classes when you're playing like a million sports?
I chose nursing because I've always wanted to do something in the medical field. I used to want to be a vet, but realized I did not want to go to school for that long because that's a lot of school. But I just love helping people and love being around people. And so that's why I chose the nursing path. And yeah, I'm just very excited about that. And taking all the dual credit classes now is helping me a lot, because first of all, school pays for our dual credit classes, so I won't have to pay for that once I graduate, and I'm getting out of school a lot faster than I would have.
Well, I know your mom and dad are so darn proud of you. They were high school sweethearts and decorated athletes when they played at White Oak. How much have they meant to you, just driving you around all these games and competitions you're doing?
It means so much, especially whenever I did cross country in junior high and ninth grade, because they had to bring me to school at 6 in the morning and then come pick me up at 5:30 or 6 o'clock, or go to all these away games that could be an hour, hour and a half away. And they just mean so much to me, and I'm so thankful for them.
Well, the word has it that you have the largest posse of anybody at your school there at Union Grove. You have family members that come from all over the state to watch you play. They show up in Hawaiian shirts with your face on it. Is it embarrassing? I mean, how do you feel about all that?
I was a little embarrassed at first because I had no idea about it, and they had a big head of me, and I was a little bit embarrassed, but then I realized that they just do it because they love me and they want to support me, and so I was very excited about that.
Well, you have also found time to be a cheerleader. There's nothing like Texas high school football and Friday nights. How much have you enjoyed that part of it, supporting your school and your fellow athletes there?
I love cheering. I just love being out there on Friday nights with some of my best friends, and it's just been so much fun getting to cheer on all the boys.
Well, we hear in basketball you have some superstitions, and one of the biggest ones is that you will never change your knee pads. So they can get ripped up. They got blood, sweat, tears, and everything. What do they smell like when it gets to the playoffs?
Pretty bad. They smell pretty bad right now.
So you want your knee pads to be battle tested, kind of like you are, right?
Pretty much, pretty much.
Well, Union Grove is such a special place. How would you describe it to someone that has never been there?
It's just a great community, and everyone is there for each other. If you ever need anything, you can just call or text anyone around there, and they'll definitely help you out. And everyone's just super supportive towards each other.
Well, Ava, so fun to celebrate your greatness. Thanks so much for giving us your valuable time. I know you have like 3 or 4 sports that you got to play tonight. Congratulations on being the Class 2A Greater Texas Ford Dealers Female Athlete of the Month.
Thank you.
Your Greater Texas Ford dealers is so proud to recognize the hard work, dedication, perseverance, and passion of so many Texas high school female athletes who inspire us all. Here's this month's winners. And don't forget, you can see their interviews at Greater TX Ford for Greater Texas Ford dealers. From Class 1A to 6A, plus private schools, we celebrate them all. Thanks so much for watching the Greater Texas Ford Dealers inaugural Female Athlete of the Month. See you next time.